There are few words that carry more expectations than the word man. For generations, men have been told that masculinity is measured by toughness, dominance, emotional distance, or physical strength. Somewhere along the way, many began believing that kindness is weakness, gentleness is softness, and vulnerability is surrender. But what if we've confused performance with character? What if true masculinity isn't about appearing powerful, but about knowing how to use power wisely? Today, we're exploring a different picture of manhood, one where strength and compassion don't compete, they complete one another. Welcome to Evolving Manhood.
Being a black man and this idea of masculinity
Yeah.
and this idea of what that encompasses, right? And I think that you probably are not aware of this, but a few days ago you were trending on Twitter.
Yep.
Some people didn't like that you were wearing pink and ebony, and they felt like it wasn't masculine enough. I know that you have said that you look at a lot of your roles, like be it Atticus
Yeah.
Finch.
The loudest man isn't always the strongest. Social media rewards extremes. The loudest opinions often receive the most attention. The harshest criticism spreads the fastest. Many men feel pressure to constantly prove themselves, to look tougher, act harder, and never show uncertainty. But confidence doesn't require constant demonstration. A secure man doesn't need to announce his strength. He doesn't spend his energy trying to diminish another man just to feel bigger himself. Real strength is quiet. It doesn't panic when challenged. It doesn't become threatened by someone else's success. It doesn't need permission to be kind.
To those, I mean, I think they're haters. I think it's toxic.
Well, yeah, I
but-
imagine it's the homies, right?
Yeah,
It's one of the homies
it was,
that
yeah,
started
who
some
was
shit.
like,
Yeah.
it's they, you
I like
know.
to meet the fellas, you know what I mean? 'Cause,
Well, I think they,
I mean,
you think they would want to meet you though, because they might have
I
to.
don't even take it there. You know what I mean? I would just like to, I'd just be curious, you know,
What they have to say.
tell me what masculinity is. You know what I mean? Like, it is fluid.
Yeah.
You know, you tell me what it is. You know, I mean, I wouldn't want to walk up on me in the street. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
don't
Like,
think they
just
do.
110%. You know what I mean? Like, but it's bigger than that. It's love. You know, it's like maybe there's fear in that. Maybe it makes you fearful.
Balanced men build better lives. One of the most overlooked qualities of mature masculinity is balance. Strength without compassion becomes intimidation. Confidence without humility becomes arrogance. Leadership without empathy becomes control. But when these qualities are balanced, a man becomes someone people trust. Balance means being strong enough to protect, gentle enough to comfort, humble enough to learn, courageous enough to admit mistakes, wise enough to know he doesn't know everything. A balanced man isn't weak, he's under control. The strongest horse isn't the wildest one, it's the one that has learned discipline. The same is true for men.
I think masculinity, like, what is your definition of masculinity?
It's balanced, isn't it? There's strength, right? And there's vulnerability. There's awareness, and then there's acknowledgement of ignorance. A big part of it is kindness, right? Use of power,
Yeah.
gentleness. These are masculine characteristics.
Yes.
It's quite unmasculine to try to emasculate another man.
Absolutely.
I'm not coming for nobody,
Yeah.
but kindness is a big part of it. Doesn't matter, you know, how much you weigh or how much you.
Kindness is not weakness. Some men fear that kindness makes them vulnerable. In reality, kindness requires enormous strength. Anyone can lose their temper. Anyone can insult someone online. Anyone can retaliate. But it takes maturity to respond with restraint. It takes confidence to encourage another man instead of competing with him. It takes security to celebrate someone else's success. Kindness isn't passive, it's deliberate. It's choosing to build rather than destroy.
It's quite unmasculine to try to emasculate another man.
Absolutely.
I'm not coming for nobody,
Yeah.
but kindness is a big part of it. Doesn't matter, you know, how much you weigh or how much you bench press. That's not the point. You know what I mean? It's none of that. You know, it's an energy. It's an energy. You know what I mean?
Stop comparing yourself against other men. Comparison quietly steals purpose. Some men compare income, others compare muscles. Some compare status, others compare influence. But comparison creates a race with no finish line. Instead of asking, "Am I more masculine than him?" ask, "Am I becoming a better man than I was yesterday?" Growth is personal. Character isn't a competition.
Here, my brothers, we fight and claw for every inch of positive popularity we get, of positive news we get, you know? And it's not lost on me that in this moment, because of the pictures I've made and because of the way I move through the world, I may be seen as that. And I don't shy away from, this idea of black masculinity. I'm just living my life. I am male. I am black. These things go hand in hand. I mean, foot and shoe, hand and glove, you know?
Responsibility over reputation. Every man wants to be respected, but reputation can become a trap. If your entire identity depends on what people think about you, you'll spend your life performing instead of becoming. A mature man focuses on responsibility before recognition. He asks, "What has God entrusted to me? My family, my work, my integrity, my influence, my words." When responsibility becomes the priority, respect often follows naturally.
Man, I hope they like it. God, I hope they like me. You know what I mean? Or they like what that guy did. That they like Damien, that they like Kane, because I made it for him. You know what I mean? That's the fear, As far as the folk and homies and family go, my mama and them, like, whoo, it's just, it don't get better than this,
Proud.
Like, hell yeah, they proud,
Yeah.
and I'm quiet about it, like that, can't nobody hurt me, you know what I mean? Like as long as Terry, which is my mother's name, as long as Terry's happy, you know what I mean? As long as my little girl Ella's like, "Go ahead, daddy," you know what I mean? Like,
This week's challenge is called Strength Under Control. Throughout the week, notice every opportunity where you could respond with force, anger, sarcasm, or pride. Instead, choose restraint, choose patience, choose encouragement, choose gentleness. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong enough to control yourself. Write down one situation each day where you intentionally responded with maturity instead of emotion. By the end of the week, ask yourself, did exercising self-control make me feel weaker or stronger?
you can't make art and worry about what folks think. You know what I mean? And yet there's a delicate balance, it's a tightrope because you're making it for them. You know what I mean?
And for them to be entertained,
so you have
and to learn,
to be
and
moved,
to feel,
and be moved,
and
you know
to
what I
feel
mean?
something.
But it's deep, because you go, I do want to, it's about responsibility. That's what I feel, that the folks that listen, kind of understand what I'm getting at, because that's the fear, that I'll be misunderstood. But my objective is, I really believe just do the best you can. It seems so simple. I think when someone told me that when I was 17 years old, I was like, get the hell out of my face. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, that's really what it's about.
Well, Jonathan Majors, I appreciate you so much.
Masculinity was never supposed to be a performance. It was always meant to be a responsibility. Strong hands can also be gentle hands. Powerful voices can also speak with kindness. Confident men can also remain humble. The measure of a man isn't found in how many people he can overpower. It's found in how many people feel safer because he entered the room. As you continue evolving, remember this: the strongest man isn't the one who dominates others. He's the one who has learned to master himself. Until next time, keep growing, keep leading, and keep evolving. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.